Prosparity has been one of my most popular projects of all time, receiving around 4,000 downloads just in the first update, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for that. But anyway, I'm back in the Prosperity village, as you can see. I'm inside a pen filled with cats for some reason. I don't know why this has happened. To bring you a bit of a conclusive list of everything I have changed in update 1.1 of Prosperity. It's not a very big changelog this time. I probably set a bit of a precedent by, changing 50 to 60 things last update, but yeah, it's still worth showing you, so let's commence. The first couple of changes are actually really similar to one another. Uh, they involve the way that items stack. So in Java Edition, cakes do not stack together, so I've changed that on Bedrock as well. You can see if I get out some cakes and then try and stack them together, then they stay completely separate. What can I say? That's just how it works in Java. And the same thing happens with armor stands as well, where on Java they stack to 16 and on Bedrock they stack to 64. So yeah, I changed it to match Java. Now, I want you guys to let me know any issues you find with this, because cakes and armor stands as items should in theory not be data driven, but for some reason they are. So if you notice any problems, I'm looking for particularly things relating to servers, performance on servers and multiplayer networks. If you notice any issues whatsoever, any clunkiness, do let me know in the comments of this video or in the comments of the MCPDL post. Alright, moving on now to entities. So there are two different changes relating to end crystals in this update that I think you'll quite like. The first one is, well, in Java Edition, if an end crystal is caught up in an explosion, then it will not also explode. It will just disappear. So I made that match on Bedrock. You can see we've got two end crystals here. If I punch this one, then you can see we get the particles of that explosion, but then the other one just absolutely vanishes like that. And that also happens with terrain. You can see one over there where I did this last time, last take. But yeah, if I get out some obsidian, for example, and put it down on the floor, then yeah, we can put end crystals on top. They're near enough each other to get caught up in each other's explosions. So if I punch this one, you can see it does damage to the terrain, and the other one doesn't. Very nice indeed. And also the collision boxes of end crystals are slightly bigger than before. In Bedrock, they are 0.98 by 0.98 by 0.98 in X, Y, and Z respectively, of course. But in Java Edition, they are 2 by 2 by 2, so I changed them. Which is actually really cool, because that means fighting the Ender Dragon is significantly easier because, well, you have a lot more leeway when it comes to punching or shooting the end crystals. One of my favourite changes of well, this whole update is pillagers will now switch to melee combat when they don't have a crossbow. So I can't find the pillager spawn egg, so let me search it up myself like that. If we just place a pillager down, it's got his crossbow in his hand, very nice. And if I turn to survival mode, then he'll obviously start launching arrows at me. But if I just run a command to get rid of this crossbow, like that, you can see he's no longer got a crossbow in his hand, then if I turn myself into survival mode, then he will run at me instead and start punching me. And he's actually really powerful, so I need to try and keep him at bay before he kills me. So there we go. Yeah, he'll switch to melee combat when he's not holding a crossbow, which is how it works in Java, and it's really intuitive in my opinion. I don't know why it doesn't work like that on Bedrock Edition, but anyway, I digress. In the previous update of Prosperity, there was an issue with wandering traders, and you saw this happen in my video actually, where I placed a wandering trader down and then immediately it started drinking its invisibility potion. That has been fixed. They do now have the correct clock cycle for drinking invisibility potions. I don't know why it messed up beforehand, but yeah, it is now fixed. So yeah, wandering traders will now correctly drink invisibility potions during the night time and not during the daytime. Now this is my all-time favourite change of this whole update. In Bedrock Edition, if you look inside the zombie villager file, or the behavior pack file, then there isn't really a really good way of distinguishing between different professions. They kind of, some of them use the same variant values, and it all just gets a little bit messy. So what I did was I separated them. I split them out. I made all of the variant values the same as their villager counterparts. So you can now use resource packs to, make custom textures for each and every profession. And I linked an example resource pack in the changelog on the MCPDL post, but you can also get it in the description of this video. We can see, yeah, this zombie villager is walking around with its fisherman hat. So it's a fisherman or farmer hat, sorry. And yeah, if I just spawn loads and loads of zombie villagers, you can see they all have their own unique individual profession, and they look really, really cool. And you can see they also have their little level down by their belt as well, and they will maintain both their profession and their level when they get cured into a villager. So you now have visual indication as to what this villager was before it got zombified, which is really, really cool in my opinion. I definitely recommend you go ahead and download the example pack I've given you and apply that on the same world as you did Prosparity. Alright, moving on to world generation changes now. Last update, I mentioned how I changed the grass distribution in savanna and plains biomes to match Java, but the problem was that I didn't really know what the number was that I was supposed to change it to in terms of the iterations, so I just kind of guessed. And the problem was that my guess was about 2 times what it should have been. I managed to dig up the exact number that Java uses, which is 96 iterations, and so I changed it to that. This will not affect already generated chunks, but if you re-download the pack and apply it onto your world, then every new chunk that gets generated will have the correct grass quantity. Speaking of biomes, I changed a couple values in a few biomes, not very many, only things like swamps and lush caves and dripstone caves and stuff, to have the correct temperature and rainfall value that they do in Java Edition. And this also affects foliage colour as well. So you might have been in a lush cave and also seen a lush cave in Java Edition and gone, why is the grass really orange here? It looks a bit weird. That is now fixed with Prosparity version 1.1. Anyway, ladies and gents, we're going to come full circle right back into this cat-infested pen. I still don't know why this is here. I think what happened was the cats were just roaming around. I did spawn loads and loads of cats last episode. So I think they walked up here and then walked on top of the fence and then went down into this pen and then couldn't get back out again. So it's almost like a fish net for cats, a cat nest. I've no idea. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much more for the support I've got on Prosparity. It's been insane. And in fact, a YouTuber with over 1.4 million subscribers called Echo Soldier made a video on Prosparity as well. You in fact probably know Echo Soldier from various different videos that popped up in your recommended section. That means a huge amount. So thanks Echo if you're watching. That means, yeah, more than you could ever imagine coming from a creator of your size. But anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. I don't know what video will happen next time, but I guess only time will tell. I'm still recovering from COVID, but I'm doing a lot better than I did before, so that's good. Goodbye.